Melody FM 100.7. Stay cool with Melody.
A beautiful morning to you and yours, wherever it is that you are listening to me from this morning. This is Melody Sunrise on Melody 100.7 FM. 5 minutes past 8 a.m. from the studios, and it is time to talk about several things on the show today. Okay, so we would, between now and 9:55, where I'll be on air, we'll be talking about quite a number of things. It is the 26th day in the month of August, and yeah, it is actually a great time, like I was to say, to be alive. It's a great day to be alive. How is it going? How has your day been so far? And hope you're good. I hope your morning is coming along, just smoothly. All right. So between now and 8:10, just in case you're wondering, hi, my name is Bolabad. Thank you for reminding me. I'll be handling the matters on Melody Sunrise this morning, and I'll be giving you the run through of what we'll be doing on the show this morning. Because between now and 8:10, we'll be going through, checking out the weather forecast for the day, and also talking about the motivation quote for today. Okay, so once it is 8:10, we will then check out the front pages of different Nigerian dailies this morning. Okay, so right after that, by 8:30, the sports crew will be in the studio to take us through the world of sport. And once it is 8:50, I'll return to the microphone. And 9 a.m., it will be time for People's Assembly, where I get to bring a conversation or a discussion. We would then be talking about it together, the two of us. Okay, and once it is 9:30, we'll then roll over and have a tech talk come up between 9:30 and 9:45. Okay, once it is 9:45, then Melody Surprise comes up, and we would then be wrapping up by 9:55 this morning. All right, so without wasting time, yes, let's go through and talk about the weather for today. It's not, like I always do say, it's not always like 100% accurate, but you can know that, you have an idea of how the weather might look today, because these things actually vary with the way the wind blows. Okay, so right now it is about 23 degrees Celsius, and it feels like 22 degrees Celsius, but the temperature will keep rising to peak at 27 degrees Celsius later today. And once it is around evening, it will start dropping to the lowest of 23 degrees Celsius later tonight. All right, chance of rainfall is about 55%, and it might still rain and it might not, but the rains are actually predicted to happen between afternoon and evening today. Okay, so 55% chance of rainfall, and the temperature highest would be at 27 degrees Celsius, and lowest would be at 23 degrees Celsius for today. Now let's move on from that and talk about our motivation quote for today, which says many champions are made by setbacks. Okay, I'll take that again. Many champions are made by setbacks. It's not like you've never heard this before, but sometimes we tend to forget these things. Okay, so let's talk about the quote for a bit. So this emphasizes that setbacks, failures, and adversities are crucial to developing the resilience, strength, and character needed for ultimate success. So champions often learn from these challenges, adapt their strategies, and maintain a positive mindset, and also build up for ultimate success. Okay, so champions often learn from these challenges, adapt their strategies, maintain a positive mindset, and build the mental toughness to overcome obstacles, ultimately making them stronger and more determined than if their path had been easy. So how does setback forge champions, you're asking? It builds resilience because setbacks force individuals to develop resilience, the ability to recover from difficulties and bounce back stronger, which is a core component of being a champion. Also, it fosters adaptability because facing challenges compels people to learn to adapt and find new ways to overcome obstacles, leading to more flexible and innovative approaches. It also strengthens resolve because overcoming adversity helps build a mental fortitude and deeper commitment to one's goal, providing the fuel to continue even when things are tough, and also promotes growth rather, because each setback can be viewed as a learning curve or a learning opportunity, providing insights into weaknesses and areas for improvement that can be addressed to achieve a greater success. So developing mental toughness is also key from this quote, because through repeated exposure to challenges, individuals learn to manage emotions, manage the confidence, and focus on the next step rather than being, overwhelmed or derailed by the past failures or the challenges that they're facing. So right now you have to reframe your mental state, because champions often use techniques like mental reframing to turn negative experiences into positive ones and seeing setbacks as opportunity to learn and improve on themselves. All right. Another one is the grit and persistence. The concept of grit are often defined by researchers, which actually emphasizes sustained effort and passion for long-term goals over sheer talent, a principle supported by overcoming a setback. So this and more is what you need to understand. Do not forget, the quote says many champions are made by setbacks. Okay, so with that being said, I made it back to the music, and this one is Ruga doing Champion. Stick around. We'll check out the front pages of various Nigerian dailies in a bit.
Every day me
right, so we're back to it. That was Ruga doing Champion, and this is still Melody 100.7 FM. It is time to go through the front pages of various Nigerian dailies this beautiful morning. My name is Bolabad, and it is 17 minutes past 8 a.m. from the studios. All right, so I have the Vanguard, I have the Punch newspaper, the Guardian, and Nigerian Tribune this morning. So we'll begin from home, from Nigerian Tribune, and this one says reintroduction of 4% FOB levy worries a man, and the story has a rider attached to it. Says charges may increase import cost on raw materials above 6.6 trillion naira, and that story is on page 7 of Nigerian Tribune this very morning. So another headline: drug kingpin, 5 others in NDLEA net over arrest of 3 Nigerians in Saudi Arabia. And the story is on page 4 of Nigerian Tribune as well this morning. So the biggest headline on the front page of the Nigerian Tribune: battle for 2027 takes shape as PDP zones presidential ticket to South. Has a handful of rider attached to it. Says North-South retain existing NWC positions. Another rider says confirmed Damagum as substantive chairman. Another one says reaffirm commitment to Ibadan Convention. Another rider reads governors alleged plan to subvert convention. 1 members. Zoning of tickets to South will pave way for Tinubu's return, says Olawekwa Hashim. That is another rider. Another rider says Wike vindicated of a zoning formula, says Aid. And the final rider attached to the story says APC to PDP, you stand rejected by Nigerians. And all of that can be found on page 15 of the Nigerian Tribune this very morning. Also on the front page of Nigerian Tribune, there is President Bola Tinubu with the Brazilian President Luis Ignacio Lula da Silva during Tinubu's official state visit to Brazil just yesterday. And just pictures on the front page. Now moving on to another headline on the front page: stakeholders raise concern over farm settlements inherited by Southwest states. And that story can be found on page 26 of Nigerian Tribune this morning. To another story: Nigeria-Brazil signed direct flight agreement to deepen economic cultural ties. And that story is on page 30 of Nigerian Tribune this morning. Accede to our demands to avert strike, ASU tells federal government. And that story is on page 5 of Nigerian Tribune as well this morning. Skin in a syringe shows a promise for healing burns without scarring. And that story is on page 3 of Nigerian Tribune this morning. Insecurity, that is the kicker of this next headline. ECOWAS to deploy 260,000 counter-terrorism brigade. The story has a rider attached to it. Says over 1,000 terrorist groups operating across African continent, says Gambari. And that story is also on page 30 of Nigerian Tribune this morning. CVR, that is the kick of this headline: 1,379,342 registered in 1 week. Oshun leads in pre-registration. That is the rider attached to it. Another rider says exercise to continue to August 2026, says INEC. All right, so if you've not registered for your voter's card or you misplaced or you want to have another one done, by all means, it is not open. Okay, so we have over 1 million registered already, and to be fine to get yours. Okay, all right, so moving on to the Guardian newspaper. The first headline I'll be taking this morning says United States defends new social media vetting for visa applicants, and that story is on page 2 of the Guardian newspaper this morning. Family laments poor emergency response as woman dies in Lagos Lagoon crash. And that story is on page 8 of the Guardian newspaper this morning. 795 financial institutions among 1,369 firms facing data breach probe. The story is on page 15 of the Guardian newspaper this morning. Now to the biggest headline on the front page of the Guardian: 2027, that is the kicker. Article signals interest as PDP heads for showdown with Tinubu. And that story is on page 6 of the Guardian newspaper this morning. All right, now moving on to another headline. Southwest leads in new voters exercise as Southeast records lowest turnout. And that story is on page 5 of the Guardian newspaper this morning. Federal government introduces mandatory ethics criminal screening for teachers. The story can be found on page 30 of the Guardian newspaper this morning. ICPC recovers 1.1 billion naira from Kano official as state dismisses claim. And that story can be found on page 30 as well of the Guardian newspaper this morning. Manufacturers lament as return of FOB levy causes a stir. And that story can be found on page 3 of the Guardian newspaper this morning. Tinubu seeks stronger Nigeria-Brazilian ties, inks a Basa deal. And that story is on page 3 of the Guardian newspaper this morning. And the final one I'll be taking from the front page of the Guardian newspaper says NDLEA busts drug cartel for framed Nigerian pilgrims in Saudi Arabia. And that story can be found on page 8 of the Guardian newspaper this very morning. Now moving on to the Punch newspaper this morning. The first headline I'll be taking says 13% derivation fund eases oil producing states debt by 611 billion naira. And that story can be found on page 19 of the Punch newspaper this morning. Nance vows a critical assets showdown over ASU strike threat. And the story can be found on page 29 of the Punch newspaper this very morning. To another headline, external reserves projected to eat $45 billion by year end. That's how it can be found on page 21 of the Punch newspaper as well this morning. Now moving on to another headline, Osun Lagos lead as 1.3 million complete voter registration, voter card pre-registration. And that story is on page 3 of the Punch newspaper this morning. Moving on from that headline to the biggest one on the front page of the Punch newspaper this morning. And this one says 2027 presidency. That is the kicker. Makinde others to fight for PDP ticket. That story has 3 riders attached to it. It says party zones 2027 ticket to South. Another rider says Obi may consider PDP return, says Obedient. And another one says APC insists opposition will lose in 2027. And all of that can be found on page 2 of the Punch newspaper this morning. To another headline, ECOWAS to raise $2.5 billion for 260,000 man counter-terrorism force. And that story is on page 3 of the Punch newspaper this very morning. Now moving on to another headline, military retirees demand pay raise, national honors. And that story can be found on page 30 of the Punch newspaper this morning. Despite federal government's promise, Ekiti Ondo federal roads still impassable. And that story is on page 30 of the Punch newspaper this morning. Power generation stock at 5,500 megawatt as Bayelsa gets regulatory authority. And that story is on page 19 of the Punch newspaper this morning. To another headline, I'm moving on to the front page of Vanguard newspaper this morning. The first headline I'll be taking says international syndicates exploit security gaps to steal crude, says NNPCL boss. And that story is on page 20 of Vanguard newspaper this morning. 5 journalists among 20 killed in Israeli strikes on Gaza hospital. And that story is on page 8 of Vanguard newspaper this morning. Family Lagos hospital clash over patients withheld remains, ICU charges. And that story is on page 24 of Vanguard newspaper this morning. And moving on to the biggest headline on the front page of Vanguard newspaper, PDP zones presidency to South, says APC won't play fair. And that story has a handful of riders attached to it, says retain existing zoning arrangement, confirms Damagum national chairman. Another one says APC can't play fair. Another rider says we didn't microzone leadership position, says Governor Diri. Another rider says Anyanwu NWC signed a letter to INEC for November convention. Another rider says Enugu play two Taraba governors not defecting to APC, says Mohammed. And another rider, the final one, says zoning presidential ticket to South too late. Wike's aide tells PDP. And all of that can be found on page 5 of Vanguard newspaper this very morning. To another headline, or should I say just a pictorial story. This one says Lula welcomes Tinubu to Brazil, with a picture of the president of Nigeria and the president of Brazil being photographed together shaking hands during President Bola Tinubu's official state visit to Brazil yesterday. All right, now moving on to another headline. This one said Okigwe massacre, that is the kicker. Police go after assassins. And that story is on page 11 of Vanguard newspaper this morning. To another headline, crisis looms in varsities over salary structure review. And that story is on page 8 of Vanguard newspaper this morning. To another headline, Ogudui Fako Bridge, that is the kick of the story. Gridlock persists despite suspension of work. And that story is on page 10 of Vanguard newspaper this morning. State of the nation, that is the kick of this next headline. Minister Ezekwesili clash at NBA confab. The story has a rider attached to it. Protest rocks confab over alleged political imprisonment of Enugu lawmakers. And that story can be found on page 8 of Vanguard newspaper as well this very morning. Now moving on to sports, 2026 World Cup. That is the kicker. And this one says Eagles good enough to beat Rwanda in South Africa. And that story can be found on sports page 29 of Vanguard newspaper this morning. And this is as far we can go, checking out the front pages of various Nigerian dailies this very morning. It is back to the music. This one is Monaki doing Chandelier. Stick around, don't go anywhere. Monarchy doing Chandelier, and this is still Melody Sunrise on Melody 100.7 FM. 8:32 a.m. from the studios, and you know it is time to talk sport. I am not alone in the studios. If you're wondering what my name is Bolabad. There is Daniel also in the studios, and this is Melody 100.7 FM. Hi, Daniel.
Good morning, Bolabad.
Beautiful morning to you as well. How is it going?
It's going well. A lot of action yesterday in the world of sport, especially football. Liverpool. That game was something else. Against 10 men Newcastle United, of course, they managed to get a win in the 90 plus 10 minutes of the game. And of course, it was a 16-year-old boy making a record for himself yesterday. Of course, our very own Rashidan Ajibadi also is in the news this morning. Finally sealed a move to PSG.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Nice. Big club.
Yeah. Very massive one.
Massive goal.
As Mama Gio. Finally, maybe we'll be seeing some of those at Gio thing in France now.
Maybe. If it works for her, why not? If not,
yeah.
Right? If it does work for you, it works for you. Anyway, what else is going on?
And of course, we have counter opinion. That's how I'll call it. Since the terrible Neil Guavon's reactions the other day at the service of songs of the late Peter. What's his name again? Rufai, the late Nigerian. His name again will come to me.
Peter Rufai.
Peter Rufai, yeah. The reaction of Taribo West, where he was saying he will never let his son, I will never let my son step a foot in this country.
Koyemi.
He said he didn't take up Peter Rufai very, very well. And one of veteran here who's representing Nigeria, Olympic gold medalist, is coming out to say Nigeria holds no sportman any favor. Yes, he said the entitlement mentality is killing us. So we've been hearing counter opinion back and forth. It was Brian Ide yesterday in the news saying all ex-international who go broke should be jailed. And now Ubon is coming out to say, you know what? Enough of this entitlement mentality. The real soldiers, he actually attacked the statement where they say they are soldiers. Footballers, he said footballers are not soldiers. They are not the one who will lay down their lives for the country. Rather, they should be thanking the country for the opportunity and the platform given to them.
Okay, so that is my cue to step aside and let Daniel take over. Okay, so by 8:50, I'll return to the microphone as well to actually shake things up a bit. But Daniel, over to you. It's time to talk sports. Welcome.
From deep in out. That's a smashing ball, it's Martins!
Josie, Yobo, the good one.
And it's just out to the boat!
Single Odesi.
Sensational! What a wonderful finish! That is the most embarrassing own goal. Oh, what a goal! That's something out of nothing! He struck it sweetly, and does he ever score ordinary goals? They're all copybook stuff.
All right, good morning and you're welcome again. Just yesterday evening, we were telling you that whatever goes down, of course, especially with the actions yesterday, you'll get the update this morning. And I'm here again to give you the update. It's a Community Sport Connect on Melody FM 100.7. I'm yours, nice and faithful, Daniel Adiem. Your sports here is here. Let's start, of course, from the Super Eagles manager. Coach Eric Shells is out here. He's saying we have his vow to prove the doubters wrong. Yes, Super Eagles head coach Eric Shells says the team will pull off some surprises in the remaining 4 games, of course, of the 2026 World Cup qualifiers, despite being written off in the race to the tournament. Don't forget the tournament will be played in Mexico. And after 6 matches, the Super Eagles are fourth in their qualifying Group C with 7 points, of course, and 6 points behind South Africa, who lead the group with 13 points. Don't forget Eric Shells has only managed 2 of their last 4-6 games in this series. And beating Rwanda 2-0 in Kigali. Before, of course, an unfortunate 1-1 draw against Zimbabwe in Huyo in March. The previous handlers before him, of course, includes Joe Spicerio, Benitez George, of course, handled 2 games each without any wins. And despite Nigeria's precarious situation in the group, Eric Shields admits that the team has been written off, but remains confident that they can climb the mountain successfully. And according to him, these are his words. He said, people already written us off, but I am not bothered by that. That's Eric Shields speaking yesterday. And he said, Osasu, and of course, during an interview with Osasu, during that chat, Eric Shields said, I'm concentrating on preparing my players for the remaining of the 4 matches that we have. I think we are going to surprise a lot of people. The Super Eagles will be back in camp, don't forget, come September 1. And that's for the next series of games. We will host it, of course, we host Rwanda on Saturday, the 6th of September, and before traveling to face South Africa. How's it going to be in 3 days later? And of course, still on that World Cup qualifying, of course, on World Cup qualifier, we have Rwanda here to arrive in Huyo September 3rd for the Super Eagles showdown. Rwandans will arrive in Huyo on Wednesday, 3rd of September for the crucial 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifying match, of course, the 7th encounter with the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Yes, head coach Adel Morich is expected to release his list for the Group C encounter this week. Yes. And right now, the East Africans defeated 2-1. Yes, we defeated 2-1 at home in the last visit, of course, on their own ground, of course. And right now, it is however the Super Eagles that will head into the game with some more confidence, having claimed 2-0 victory over Rwanda, of course, at Amahoro Stadium in Kigali back in March. And don't forget, the Super Eagles need to win this game. It's a must win if they must actually boost their chance to be at the World Cup. Still on the World Cup qualifier, everyone is saying something. Ex-international, he's saying Super Eagles will get the job done. They will beat Rwanda and they will beat South Africa. And this is coming from no other but ex-international Victor Ikpeba. Victor Ikpeba has backed the Super Eagles to get their 2026 FIBA World Cup qualification campaign back on track with victories over Rwanda and South Africa. According to him, he said there's pride, determination, and honor to play for your country. I believe the boys are now ready and determined to do the job against Rwanda and South Africa. And that's coming from the former Monaco and, of course, a Super Eagles striker. Don't forget the Super Eagles camp for both games will open next week, Monday. And from away from Super Eagles, let me take you to the Super Falcons. Where the Super Falcons captain finally makes a move and completes the move, of course, from free agent. And now, of course, to Paris Saint-Germain. Super Falcons captain Rashidat Ajibade has completed a permanent transfer to French women's club in Paris Saint-Germain. Of course, Ajibade signed a 2-year contract with an option of an additional year. Yes, the 24-year-old already began training with a new teammate, and an official announcement from PSG is expected shortly. Ajibade departed Spain, of course, Spanish La Liga side Atletico Madrid female, and in June, following the expiration of her contract, she will be reunited with her international teammate Jennifer Ehegini. Some nice move for her right there. And before I take you into some of the actions that took place yesterday, especially that cracker match between Liverpool and Newcastle United, let me drop this reaction. We said it yesterday that we have not seen the last of it. And the last of what am I talking about here? The last of reactions to that statement. That statement made by, of course, ex-internationals Taribo West and Coach Austin Eguavon. At the service of songs, of course, former international Peter Rufai. And now we have another ex-international here. We say Nigeria owes no sportsman any favor. That's coming from Udo Obong. Two-time Olympic medalist Nifiok Udo Obong believes that the past and present Nigerian athletes in different sports are entitled to respect and recognition from the country against the idea of a lifetime financial benefit. Yes, and Udo Obong made this remark in the wake of comments made by some ex-international who berated the Nigeria Football Federation and government for neglecting ex-players. Former Super Eagles defender, we remember Taribo West and Austin Eguavon, spoke at the service of songs for the late goalkeeper, condemning the governments and, of course, for abandoning Rufai. And the Nigerian Football Federation, however, released a statement to counter the claims of ex-international. It's insulting, they said, for Coach Austin Eguavon to compare playing for Super Eagles or any sportsman with a soldier. He said one lives a life of luxury and privilege, and the other lives his life and privileges so that all can enjoy life of privilege. That's coming from Udong, that wrote on his Facebook page. He said in conclusion, the nation owes no sportsman any favor. On contrary, we hold the nation, the country, for the opportunity and platform they've given us to flourish our talent and live the lives that is envious to majority. Let me drop you this last one from the MPFL. Of course, this is another ex-international, but this one is working, this one is employed, and this one is still in the game. This one is Rivers United manager Finidi George here saying Rivers United won't make last season's mistake. Rivers United coach Finidi George has vowed that his side will not repeat last season's mistake after finishing runners-up to Remo Stars as they set out in pursuit of the 2025-26 Premier League title. Yes, the pride of River kicked off the new season last week Friday against the champions and in a 1-1 draw at the MKO Abiola Sport Arena. And it was a good start, of course, for the 2022 champions who extended their dominance over Remo Stars. They have won 7 of their last 11 previous meetings before Friday, while Remo have only won 1 and before the game. Finidi reflects on the chances of challenging for the title this season after finishing 7 points behind Remo Stars last season. And in his word, he says, we know what's at stake. We know where we slipped last season. And I don't think we will make the same mistake this season. That's coming from, of course, Coach Finidi George of Rivers United. And from Rivers United, let me take you to the pool. I'm talking about Liverpool. Yesterday in a cracker game, you know Premier League will always deliver, especially Monday Night Football. Too many controversial in that game. Too many controversies from everywhere. Red cards, yellow cards. Even fight broke out on several occasions. But at the end of the day, don't you forget, if it is not a draw, then there must be a winner. Going into that game, don't you forget that there's already an issue between Liverpool and, of course, Newcastle United, especially about that number 9, Alexander Isak, who has refused to play for Newcastle because he wants to force a move to Liverpool. So everyone saw this coming. Everyone knew that game was going to be emotional. Everyone knew that game was going to be more like a derby. In fact, I call it derby the Isak yesterday. And he went on to deliver. I will give you the breakdown of the game. The game started in the 8th minute of the game. There was an incident that many believe should be a red card, of course, incident. Where Gavin Bench got away with it and he got a yellow card instead. And in the 25th minute, of course, Konate also had the same incident where he was the last man. And the way he challenged, of course, the Newcastle striker there was not so good. And we all know that when he's the last man, definitely it should be, of course, a goal denying chance and it should be a red card. But the referee still went ahead and gave a yellow card. And the same Gabriel Bench that refused to get a red card in the 8th minute, in the 35th minute of the game, scored the goal that put Liverpool ahead, thanks to an assist from Cody Gakpo. In the 44th minute, of course, Newcastle United also got into the books with a yellow card from Dan Bourne. And 43rd minute of the game took another turn as Anthony Gordon had a very rough challenge, of course, on Liverpool captain Virgil van Dijk. It was reviewed by VAR, and after the VAR review, the challenge was deemed too very harsh, and Anthony Gordon got a straight red card. So the game ran half time. 1-0. And in the beginning of the second half, while Liverpool manager Ancelotti was still in the dugout, while he was still in the stadium, yet to come into the pitch, in the 46th minute of the game, that's about a few seconds into the second half of the game, Ugo Ekitike scored a goal that put Liverpool 2 ahead. It was very funny because the manager of Liverpool just came in to see the team celebrating, and he was like, "What's happening here? What's going on here so fast?" Yeah, so fast. Of course, thanks to another assist, of course, from that man, Cody Gakpo. And in the 47th minute, Newcastle got another yellow card from Guimaraes. I'm giving you this breakdown because if you don't watch that game, you really missed a lot. It was a show. It was a showdown. And in the 57th minute, 10 men Newcastle United. 10 men Newcastle United. Never say never. No mountain is insurmountable for you if you really want to climb it. Bruno Guimaraes, of course, got on the score sheet thanks to that assist from Livramento and makes it a 2-1. The game continued in the 87th minute. Conor Bradley got on a book, of course, for Liverpool, yellow card. And in the 88th minute of the game, when the game was at the eve of final whistle, Newcastle new signing, Osula got the equalizer. They got the equalizer. And St. James Park went agog. Everywhere on fire. And while they thought it was over, while we thought we've seen the last of it, in the 90 minute plus 10, in the 100th minute of the game, that's what we say now, the 16-year-old, a very young boy, teenager, just coming out of everything, making his Premier League debut, Rio Goma yesterday came on in the 90 minutes plus 10 to score the winning goal for Liverpool. The game ended 3-2 in favor of Liverpool, thanks to an assist from Mo Salah. Don't you worry about a thing. When we come in the evening on the cruise show, we are going to react so much reactions to some of the actions that went down yesterday. That's why you have to stick with Melody 100.7 FM. Enjoy the rest of all the programs coming on from here. I'll hand over the mic right now to Bolabad to take us on, of course, the rest of the morning show, Melody Sunrise. I'm yours, nice and faithful, Daniel Adiem, saying, have a wonderful day and see you later.
What's the big difference? We play anything like this. And this. And even this. A bigger variety with the biggest music library. 100.7. We play anything.
Let's do it.
Melody 100.7 FM Ibadan. Stay cool with Melody.
100.7. 100.7.
Melody. 100.7.
Era ile wọ́n bàbá lókè. Yorin yókun wọ́n bàbá lókè. Ẹranko ilé, ẹranko igbó wọ́n bàbá lókè. Àwọn aláìní, àwọn tó ti ní wọ́n bàbá lókè. Kò ṣẹ́gbà tí kò bá ṣe yan, kò tó mọ̀ pé bàbá ń bẹ.
Ẹ má fagilé tí wọ́n kọ̀ ọ́, ẹ má fi wèrè wèrè. Ẹni bá lò ló lè mọ̀, àbó lè ṣàlàyé. Báwọn ọmọ bẹ́tà ti pọ̀, kíbi ọmọ mi tó bá ń bọ̀. Lókè lókè la máa lọ rẹ̀, gbé balẹ̀ sága ìyàtọ̀. Bébí wà ọ̀pọ̀ mi ò ráyè kí n fẹ́ràn kan jẹun. Kò jẹ́ ló jẹ́ ọ̀pọ̀, kò ṣe wọ ní pẹ̀lẹ́pẹ̀lẹ́rún. Àbá Vanessa, ẹ̀bẹ̀rẹ̀ mú kẹ́gbójú, yé ìsìlẹ́ta. Olówó lọ́lọ́yọ̀ aṣọ.
Ọlọ́ládé mi Àṣàkẹ́.
Ọmọ yìí kò kakú. Ó fẹ́ ló bí Dangote, ó ní láti jagun. Ìgbádùn ayé pọ̀ lẹ́yìn ìpọ́njú. Má bẹ̀rù rọ́jú. Sun's gonna shine on everything you do. Ọmọ no wole waku waku, abuti pe baku. No dey fun say you judge, you try to dey kaku. I dey celeste handle my situation, all my pains and my troubles. Steady light in my candle, chopping up with it, part of the struggle. No man. Sun's gonna shine on everything you do. Sun's gonna shine in everything. Kilo ń bọ̀ lókè tílẹ̀ ọgbà. Happiness on the way, oh my God. Light up my fire lólókè. Mr. Money, èmi ọmọ lóore ṣe. Wọ́n máa ní ṣége ṣége. You don tey wey I don see dende. Àbí the new vibe mi ò bí láyà súlẹ̀. Dáwó sókè, àmì dáwó ṣe. Àìsàn mi àná bí gbòòlò. Bọ́lọ̀ jàmúlọ́mọ mi iná bí sọ̀dọ̀. Sọ̀dọ̀ onírú ẹ̀ lé jẹ́ ká sọ̀rọ̀. Ọmọ gbèsè mọ́ mi jọ. 24 karat sati, baby jazzy, every classy, new mighty. Bad boy from starting, no Miami, ilé folu Minati. Ọmọ yìí kò kakú, 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 kakú. Ó fẹ́ ló bí Dangote, ó ní láti jagun, 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 jagun. Ìgbádùn ayé pọ̀ lẹ́yìn ìpọ́njú, má bẹ̀rù rọ́jú. Sun's gonna shine on everything you do. Ọmọ no wole waku waku, abuti pe baku. No dey fun say you judge, you try to dey kaku. I dey celeste handle my situation, all my pains and my troubles. Steady light in my candle, chopping up with it, part of the struggle. No man. Sun's gonna shine on everything you do. Sun's gonna shine in everything you do. Sun's gonna shine in everything you do. Sun's gonna shine in everything you do. nìkan 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 ò ti tó mi. Mo kọ́ ẹ̀jẹ̀ bíi ti Indomie. Níbi dúró mọ́ mi, lógo lè mi lórí. Gbàgbé Johnson, make you leave the story. Ìgbàlọ́kọ̀ ẹ̀ mọ́ mi, kọ́ sí sí mi story. Ìwọ ṣáà máa wò mí. Bí mo ṣe ń jó, ìwọ ṣáà máa wò mí. Ó ní problem, ìwọ lálábàárò mi. Ọlọ́ládé okòrí mi má dàpọ̀ mi o. You the melody for my soul, girl, you're my own, my own. Can't leave you alone. No competition for my lady. Oh no, 'cause she get everything where I need in a woman and more. My lady, if you see my, you go don't say people fine. You go don't say God design in a LLA. Oh, LLA. She like, he like my dress. She not peso. He like my dress. I see nobody be contest you. My baby, she not face so, she not west so, I don't be made to.
100.7. 100.7.
100.7.
Melody. 100.7.
Please enter your secret number.
Identifying 100.7.
Access granted.
Let's go. You're about to witness entertainment, skills, experience, and desire to rock a party like no other. Mind-blowing sound. Ladies and gentlemen, the party starts now.
Melody 100.7 FM.
Please enter your secret number.
Identifying 100.7.
Access granted.
Let's go. You're about to witness entertainment, skills, experience, and desire to rock a party like no other. Mind-blowing sound. Ladies and gentlemen, the party starts now.
Melody 100.7 FM.
From Melody 100.7 FM, Ibadan, Oyo State, Nigeria. The time is 9 a.m.
So we're back to it. This is Melody 100.7 FM, a minute past 9 a.m. from the studios. And this is Melody Sunrise. My name is Bolabad. It is time to talk about things going on, and we are now live inside of the People's Assembly. And People's Assembly is going to air between 9 a.m. and 9:30 this morning. All right. So if you're listening for the first time, I always like to explain and give you, the run through of what we do on People's Assembly as on Melody Sunrise between 9 a.m. sometimes 9:30 to 9:45 on some days. Okay, so today we would be talking about something really fun. Yes, I feel like it's fun. It's something that when you think about it, it's so much fun. But for the benefit of those listening for the first time, it is a parliament on air, so to say. All right, so it's a parliament setting where for today I'll be serving in the capacity of the Honorable Speaker of the House, and you would be the Honorable of the House. Okay, so every time I bring conversation to the House, and you as the Honorable have the floor, take the floor to give your own contribution to the discussion at hand. So when you do call in, once I open the studio lines, when you call in, you'll be calling in and introducing yourself as an honorable. So you add honorable to your name, and your location would be your constituency. So for instance, if I were to call in, I'd say my name is Honorable Bolabad, calling from Basharu constituency, because that is where Melody FM is located. Okay, so today we'll be talking about something. It's kind of like a suggestion, and the news actually broke yesterday. And it's got a lot of people talking since yesterday. A statement was created to Larry Olayinka, who happens to be Wike's aide, Wike being the minister of the FCT, and he called for a mandatory NIN and ID to operate social media accounts. You do not understand? I will break it down. Okay, so Wike's aide, Larry Olayinka, has called for a mandatory NIN and ID to operate social media accounts in Nigeria. The senior special assistant on public communication and social media to the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, Larry Olayinka, has urged the federal government to enforce stricter rules governing social media use in Nigeria. In a statement shared via his X account on Monday, yesterday, Olayinka proposed that Nigerians should be required to present both their national identification number, NIN, and a valid, not all, and a valid government-issued identification before being allowed to create or operate social media accounts. He wrote in his words, NIN, a valid identity card, international passport in bracket, voter's card in bracket, or driver's license, all in brackets, that these two should be made compulsory to own and operate social media accounts. This proposal seeks to reduce misinformation and increase online accountability. Nigeria's NIN system is already a prerequisite for services such as banking and telecommunications, linking individuals' identity to critical aspects of daily life. Olayinka then argued that applying the same system to social media would help curb the spread of misinformation by making it difficult for anonymous accounts, fake profiles, and bots to thrive on social media space in Nigeria. Finally, by tying social media use to verified identity frameworks, he noted Nigeria could strengthen digital accountability in the same way it has regulated telecommunications and financial transaction. So if you are, say, you want to update your WhatsApp from as tiny as from as simple as your WhatsApp to your Facebook, to your TikTok, to your Instagram, and to other social media platforms, or maybe even Gigi, these platforms, you will need your NIN, which is National Identity Number, or another government issued means of identification. So NIN, the national identity number, and say a voter's card would be required if the federal government should take up this advice from Larry Olayinka. It is a proposal that Larry Olayinka made. Note this, the federal government has not said anything regarding it. They've not approved it. But do you think this is a welcoming idea, that before we register for, say, Facebook, you need to drop your NIN? I mean, just like in banks, you drop your NIN and also drop an identification card. Okay, say your voter's card, your international passport, or a driver's license before you can operate Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, TikTok, X formerly known as Twitter, in Nigerian space. 07055 071 007 07055 071 007. Do you think it's a good thing? Talking about the all anonymity of some anonymous accounts online, or you think it's a good one because we have to attach people to their accounts, because you can't go about spreading misinformation in the social media space and go scot-free. You should be held accountable if you incite violence or you try to scam people. see, this thing might actually just be, it might have a lot of advantages, because imagine when they were trying to track those that were operating the now defunct CBEX, the notorious or infamous CBEX scheme and everything, and they couldn't track them down because it was more or less like on social media, anyone can deactivate, anyone can have a burner email to register for an account. But in actual sense, if this should be adapted, or if it should start flying, you can then spot all of these people. You'll be able to trace them, so to say. What more? Probably have a limit of accounts you can open with a particular NIN. But that one is remaining to be seen. But let me know what your take is. Do you think this is a very welcoming idea? What, Wike's aide, Larry Olayinka, advised the federal government to do is actually calling for mandatory NIN ID to operate social media accounts in Nigeria. Call me up or send messages. Let me know what your take is this morning regarding this situation. Do you think it's a very good idea? Because there are a lot of scammers online. There are a lot of a lot of terrorists, so to say, online. Yeah, kidnappers, and just to mention a few online. And if you can actually identify these people, so it will be easy for the police to do their work, right? 07055 071 007 or 07025 201 007. On the flip side, people are saying that, this would be so easy that for people that you do not want, to track you, so to say. There are some, what if there is a security breach and all of the information of people gets leaked? There is a level of privacy on social media right now, because people don't know where you were from, they don't know your real date of birth, they don't know your maiden name. But once you attach all of these information online, you become, so to say, naked to public, or maybe not to the public, or to people that are at the back end of social media operations. 07055 071 007, 07055 071 007, or 07025 201 007. Those are the numbers to call me upon or to send messages to. Let me know what your take is. Larry is calling for the compulsory, Larry Olayinka is calling for mandatory NIN and ID cards or identification cards to operate social media space in Nigeria. Do you think it's a way forward for Nigeria if federal government should adopt it, or do you think it is something that the federal government should ignore? 07055 071 007, 07055 071 007. In a statement he shared on his X account yesterday, Olayinka proposed that Nigerians should be required to present both their national identification number, NIN, and a valid government-issued identification before being allowed to create and operate social media accounts. 07055 071 007 is saying that if you can actually use that for your telecommunications to get SIM card, you have to drop your NIN and the means of identification, and also for banks you have to drop your NIN, there's BVN, and then there's another identification mode. Then why can't you use it for social media, right? 07055 071 007, 07055 071 007, or 07025 201 007. All right, call me up or send messages. Let me know what your take is. Do you think the idea, behind registering for social media using NIN and a means of identification is, a very positive one for Nigeria right now on social media? Or do you think that is doing too much and federal government should just, overlook the call for the mandatory NIN and identification card, means to operate social media accounts in Nigeria? 07055 071 007, 07055 071 007, or 07025 201 007, 07025 201 007, or 07055 071 007. Those are the numbers to call me upon. If that was you, kindly call me back. You can always send messages as well to that either of those numbers. 07025 201 007. 07025 201 007. Larry Olayinka is calling for mandatory NIN and ID to operate social media accounts in Nigeria. Should federal government take it up, or you feel federal government should just overlook it? There are more pressing things in Nigeria. Let me know what your take is. 07055 071 007. 07055 071 007. We're streaming live on Facebook as well. You can head to Facebook and drop your comments right there on Facebook. What do you think? Do you think it is something that the federal government should take up, or you think the federal government should just abandon it and move on to other things? All right, drop your comment. 07055 071 007. 07055 071 007. Or 07025 201 007. Hello, good morning, Honorable.
Yeah,
good morning.
Sam from Ologweru.
Hi, good morning, Honorable Sam from Ologweru constituency. Good to have you on the show. Let's have your take.
I think at some point, they just have to think of something good for themselves. Because there are so many things that are wrong in this country. Saying that NIN, whatever should be linked, even in developed countries where they are like 100 years ahead of us. They don't require like in the US, your social security number is not required is not required to open a Facebook account. So I don't know why in Nigeria, where we have over 1 million problems, and we are talking about, they are just looking at ways in which they can easily clamp down on people. That's just what they're looking. They don't want people to criticize them. In whatever they're doing, they're just looking for ways to just make sure that they try to put everybody under their armpit. Otherwise, this is the list of the problems we have in Nigeria. We have so many things that should be reformed. Even the NIN, the BVA, we have too many security details or identification means that are too much for each individual. Why not look for a means to link all of them into one and let each person have one identification number or a means of identification, whereby once you present that identification, you can be tracked anywhere you are in the country. Instead of having NIN, BVN, you have the driver's license, you have this, you have that. Everything is just too clumsy. So I think it's just looking for attention anyway. Before now, many years ago, we used to know the names of the aides, the ministers, and the likes that are working with the president. But now, if you notice, people hardly even know who these persons are because there are too many now. So you cannot even identify who this person is. You see someone attached to a particular ministry or department, you see 5-4 spokespersons, SAs to one person on the same thing. So they should just think of how to make Nigeria better. Look for policies that will improve the life and the economy of the country rather than looking for all these things that...
So you're saying the federal government should not take it up at all? They should just move on to other things?
They shouldn't even talk about these kind of things. There are better things they can talk about. The economy is still in shambles. They should talk about it. They should look for better means. They should be talking about, okay, we have NIN, we have all of this. Okay, how do we bring all of them into one? Okay. So these are things that they should talk about and stop talking about social media. What do you concern social media with this one?
Thank you so much, Honorable. Have a great day ahead of you. All right, 07055071007. Time is 17 minutes after 9. We're looking at the statement of Larry Olayinka this morning. Hello, good morning, Honorable.
Well done.
Yes, your name and where you're calling from, sir?
My name is Saliu from Ibadan.
That is Honorable Saliu from Ibadan. Constituency, good to have you.
These people are seeing far away what we cannot easily see. What they are trying to do is to plan for perpetrating themselves into power by force or by fire. So they know that social media is an outreach for all the masses to talk, to express their mind, and even to dictate that you should go and vote for so and so. So they know that the masses are not well catered for, and they are fearing that they will not win the election by 2027. So if it is in the social media you want to operate, you will operate with fear, so that you create fears into the mind of the people, so that they will not be able to express their mind against voting by 2027. That is their plan. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for your contribution. 07055 071 007 07055 071 007. If you're just tuning in, this is Melody Sunrise, and we're now live inside of the People's Assembly. My name is Bolabad, and we are having a conversation about a statement credited to the Minister of FCT's aid, not even the federal government's aid, who happens to be Larry Olayinka. He has called for mandatory NIN and ID card to operate social media accounts in Nigeria. In his words, he said NIN, valid identity card, that is international passport, voter's card, or driver's license. These two should be made compulsory to open and operate social media accounts. This proposal seeks to reduce misinformation and increase online accountability. So it won't be a case of, this person is misleading people, just like a popular, blog where we don't know the face behind it, that talks about celebrities and scandals. So if yes. So if the person has registered or had registered using their NIN and say driver's license for instance, or maybe the international passport, I mean, we might not necessarily know. Probably the government would know the identity of the person or the back-end operators on this across the social media platforms. But what is your take? Larry Olayinka is saying we should have it should be compulsory. Register or operate social media accounts using your NIN and another, not just your NIN, another means of identification, government issued identification means like your international passport. And I mean, like a couple of years ago, they started adding NIN on our international passport. So if I have an international passport where my NIN is on it, do I have to provide? I don't know if you understand it, but let me know what your take is. Do you think this is the right step in the right direction? Do you think the federal government should adopt this, or they should just overlook it and face other important things? 07055 071 007. Do not forget the federal government has not said anything regarding this, and the man that made this statement is not associated directly to the federal government. He is an aide, a special assistant to the Minister of FCT, that is Federal Capital Territory, person of Minister Nyesom Wike. And this is his aide, Larry Olayinka, saying that the government should probably look into it and make it compulsory for Nigerians to drop NIN and another government-issued means of identification before they can operate social media in Nigeria, so to say. While some people are saying that, this is just a ploy to clamp down on people, freedom of speech on social media, others are saying that this might be a good step in the right direction. What is your thoughts? NIN and another means of identification before you can operate your WhatsApp. That's the idea. That is what Larry Olayinka is proposing. Do you think this is something the federal government should adopt, or you think that is just a waste of time and Larry Olayinka is just seeking attention, just like the last caller had said? 07055 071 007 07055 071 007 or 07025 201 007. You can head to Facebook as well and drop your comment on Facebook. Let me know what you think about this. Is Princess Temilade Koka saying, well done, thank you. There's Ogbeni Odeyemi Omokure saying, well done, good morning. Good morning to you too. Head to Facebook and drop your comments and let me know what your take is regarding this conversation or this situation. Do you think it is something that the federal government should probably adopt, or you think it is like the wrongest thing to even think about, let alone adopt it? 07055 071 007 or 07025 201 007. You can also send messages via SMS to either of those numbers, 07025 201 007. Let me know what your take is regarding the situation. Hello, good morning, Honorable. Hello.
Hello?
Yes, good morning. You're live.
Good morning.
Yes, your name and where you're calling from, sir?
Well, Mr. Michael. I'm calling from the Ologo River.
From Ologo constituency. Good to have you. Let's have your take.
Okay, right now, what I'm going to say that is it's not advisable to take all information of someone before you allow him to work on the social media. Because that is a way of everyone communicating. So, and secondly, when someone open all in secret to you, listen to this, especially people that are coming from outside the country, they will use that opportunity to, maybe they want to use that opportunity to migrate their name. To integrate their name into the country, and then use the full name. How do you use all the full name of a person? Because before the person has work on social media. At the same time, you want to create fear in the mind of people so that they cannot have a freedom of speech. So I encourage that.
Thank you.
And I wish that there are so many other things that we have to do in the country to make the country good.
Okay. All right.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. So have a great day ahead of you. 07055 071 007. We'll wrap up this conversation in about 3 more minutes and roll over to the next point of conversation or next point of agenda on the show this morning. 07055 071 007. Okay, I got this message. You can also text me on either of those numbers, 07025 201 007 or 07055 071 007. This one says they should start by making it mandatory for all government appointees and employees to publicly disclose their social handles so we can be able to tell them our mind, so they can see what we are saying to them one-on-one. Because I want to ask this brother where him go school and how he feels about handing over our national database to Meta and the rest of the world for free. All right, 070. That's a very valid question. Valid comment. Thank you. You didn't add your name. I would have preferred you did. So once you're texting, make sure to add your name as well and where you're texting from. 07055 071 007. That was the privacy I was talking about earlier, that there's to a very large extent a level of privacy on social media. There are bodies that fight against Meta and the like selling our data. Even the ones that we didn't give them everything, no, they sell it to other people. That is why for some people, when you're thinking about something, it starts popping up on your timeline. And some people will say, oh, when you register for one app, they sell your data. That was the same reason United States tried to ban TikTok for the longest period of time, saying that China was trying to use TikTok to spy on American citizens. So when we have countries like that trying to fight and protect the identity of their citizens, there is a person in Nigeria saying that federal government should make it important and compulsory for Nigerians to register using their NIN, National Identification Number, and another government-issued identification means before they can start using social media. From as tiny or as simple as your WhatsApp, you have to drop your NIN and probably your driver's license and every information on it, or probably your NIN and your international passport and every single information on it. Do you think this is something that the federal government should adopt, or you think they should just look it over and look at something else and do something else. Do not forget, this was not a statement credited to the federal government. It was Larry Olayinka, who happens to Yeson Wike's aide, that made the suggestion. Hello, good morning, Honorable.
Good morning, Honorable Speaker.
Good morning. Your name and where you're calling from?
Thank you. I'm Honorable speaking from Ibadan.
Good to have you on the show this morning. Let's have your take.
Thank you. I think it's a good one. If that can be done. That is what the head to the minister suggested. The reason being that the rate at which corruption is being encouraged in Nigeria is kind of high, and as the result of the negligence of our cyber security. So if this is made a rule, I believe it will caution pseudo accounts, it will caution corruption in a kind of way, because this pseudo accounting is something that Yahoo boys or children, youth who are engaged in Yahoo make use of. And that is why we see that they exploit people and a lot of things happen at the detriment of the name of the nation or the integrity of the nation. So if our leaders can adopt it, I think it's good. But on the other hand, it's a kind of favor one and disfavor the other. There's kind of implication to it on the other hand. So they should kind of view it well, and if there's any way they can do it to work in favor of business, I think it would be good, because I don't think something like that happens abroad, where people can have access to open two Facebook accounts or more or things like that. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Honorable Bosse. All right, 07055 071 007 or 07025 007. Let's see if I can take one more call or one more reaction, and we would then call it a wrap on the People's Assembly this morning. 07025 007 or 07055 071 Call me up or send messages to either of those numbers. You can also head to Facebook and drop your comment at Melody 100.7 FM. Melody 100.7 FM. That is the handle on Facebook. Okay, drop your comments there and I will take them. So let's go. 07055 071 007. We are talking about the statement credited to Larry Olayinka, who happens to be the aide of Nyesom Wike, the Minister of FCT, and he's saying that the federal government should probably look into it, NIN and another means of identification before you can operate your social media. Hello, good morning, Honorable.
Yes, good morning. It's Sam calling back.
Okay, good to have you back.
So quickly, there's this notion that some of us have here that something happen here doesn't happen abroad. Like the last caller mentioned, abroad they don't open two Facebook accounts. Those things have been happening over there. Even the same extended to us here. So it's practical. Facebook does not really have restrictions when it comes to how many accounts you can open.
Yes.
That's the only disadvantage with all of these social media platforms. They don't have restriction because they are looking for more people to register on the platform. So I don't think that's really an excuse to checkmate anything. Social media cannot be used to checkmate anything when it comes to the countries and development or anything. But rather there are other things that can be used to checkmate it. So but like the person who made this statement, I don't want us to take it too seriously because he's not even someone that is affiliated directly with the federal government.
No, he's not. He's an aide. Yes.
So I don't want us to even take it too seriously because this kind of issue, I don't think the federal government want to because of their policies that people are already against. They will not even think of bringing up this kind of thing. I don't think so.
All right.
So this idea of monitoring, whatever these scammers or whatever they are doing, it's not only on Facebook. It happens everywhere. But it's just you that is good. Just be careful. Be mindful of what you do online. That's just it.
All right. Thank you, Honorable Sam. Do have a great day ahead of you. All right. I have a message here that says there is a mandatory NIN on SIM registration, but still bandits and kidnappers are giving us sleepless nights. Okay, 07055071007 or 07025201007. You can send messages Or okay, so my time is up. So I'm heading back to the music. Big thank you to every single person that called in and sent messages. Okay, so thank you so much. People's Assembly returns tomorrow on Melody Sunrise, God willing. All right, back to the music. This is On the Low by Tiwa Savage. Teamed up with Skepta. We'll check out the tech world in a bit. But in the meantime, On the Low, Tiwa Savage.
Yeah, I'm off tour, we should celebrate, dedicate some time for you, baby, it's a day I can't be late, gotta regulate, cause I hate dirty looks on your pretty face, made back, I pulled up on a shitty day, I told her bring a passport, told her bring a case, fly out for a couple days, we should take a trip away, there's no time like the present, we're getting
Say
late
you wanna
today.
link on the low, meet between the sheets on the low, so that no one can see us on the low, make we just creep it though, I know you want the link on the low, we have to stay discreet, you don't know. And now we're on the street on the low. And if they asking about we, I don't know. We turn nothing to something and say that it's nothing. Stop all the fronting when we both know we're talking. It's not up for discussion. We don't do much discussing. So don't act like there's nothing when we both know there's something. You know you make me vex on the low. Boy, you make me stress, you don't know. Then you send me sweet texts on the low. So now me can't leave you alone. Yeah, might be in too deep. Can't save myself, cannot lose it. Feel like we're rendering a service and you give me a deal. Mind going crazy, chasing lucid dreams. Turn nothing to something and say that it's nothing. Stop all the fronting, but we both know we're talking. It's not up for discussion. We don't do much discussing. So don't act like there's nothing when we both know there's something.
Melody 100.7 FM. Stay cool with Melody.
Who's calling it? Who's calling it? Who's calling it? Who's calling it?
Yeah, OVO Sound 2025.
Is it Stacy? Is it Becky? Is it Keisha? Is it Andy? Was it Anthony? Is it Monty? Where's the function?
Where the function? Where the function? The way I feel right now, I feel like we need to be all alone. So if you just playing around, you need to tell your girl, take a fine home, and that's real. Stop teasing me, stop teasing me. I could change your life so easily. I keep begging you to stay, but you're leaving me, leaving me. We got sticks in the club illegally. Got the whole 6 side, they believe in me. We got members east of the DVP. We got members west on the 401. We got a lock on the game, but there's more to come. You gotta plot that till the morning come. You want shots for the girls, they don't order some. Who's calling it? Who's calling it? Who's calling it? Who's calling it? Who? Hey.
Is it Stacy? Is it Becky? Is it Keisha? Is it Ashley? Was it Danny? Is it Party? Where's the function?
Where the function? Where the function? a pic for the gram, show the whole world. Yeah. Is that your bestie? I'ma ice both of y'all like Gretzky. I'ma at you like bless me. Hit the dance floor, get nasty, impress me. Baby girl, let me see you do your dance, let me see you twirl. Shake it in the club with your homegirls. Take a pic for the gram, show the whole world. Yeah. Is that your bestie? I'ma ice both of y'all like Gretzky. I'ma at you like bless me. Hit the dance floor, get nasty, impress me. Hey, how many in this club? Is it just me and you, my love? I don't mean to call you, know. Just heard about the things that you do, my love. And you're just like me if it's true, my love. Hey, you can see right through my love. Hey, I see your waist shrunk, my love. Hey, you got some bass in the trunk, my love. Damn, how many in this club? Is it really just me, my love? You know my dad and them pimpin' for real. You ever been down to Memphis, Tennessee, my love? I ain't saying I agree, my love. I'm just telling you the things that I see, my love. I got drinks, jokes, sex, and cash. Those are 4 things I can guarantee, my love. Hey, baby girl, let me see you do your dance, let me see you twirl. Shaking in the club with your homegirls. Take a pic for the gram, show the whole world. Yeah. Is that your bestie? I'ma ice both of y'all like Gretzky. I'ma at you like bless me. Hit the dance floor, get nasty, impress me. Baby girl, let me see you do your dance, let me see you twirl. Shaking in the club with your homegirls. Take a pic for the gram, show the whole world. Yeah. Is that your bestie? I'ma ice both of y'all like Gretzky. I'ma at you like bless me. Hit the dance floor, get nasty, impress me.
So we're back to it. Drake doing Nokia before I came through. Alright, it is 9:39 from the studios of Melody 100.7 FM. This is still Melody Sunrise, and my name is Bolabad. Okay, so it is time to talk tech. We'll be talking tech between now and say for the next 5 minutes, so to say. Just go through something that is groundbreaking going on in the world of tech. Okay, because we actually have established the fact that tech has actually transcended just from tech. It has actually been incorporated to a lot of things. We've talked about how there's a new technology that is designed to monitor dreams. There is a teleportation one that has actually been tested by Microsoft to the point that they've actually applied for patent from the United States. Okay, so today we'll be looking at something else. We'll be looking at something called a smart skin. Yes, I saw it that Google filed for patent for this one, and I was like, smart skin. Okay, so what is it about? It is a smart wearable device, and methods for output optimization and are presented where smart wearable device receives input from one or more sensors. So including inputs related to the user's biological characteristics, this input is used to determine an optimal output form, right? So if the determined output form is different from the smart wearable device's native or default output, the smart wearable device transcribes the output into optimal out using a transcription engine. What does all of this thing mean? Now, I will take you to Penn University, when last year the researchers at Penn State University actually came up with something similar. Now, they have rewritable, recyclable smart skin monitors biological signals on demand. Now, Penn State researchers developed an adhesive sensing a device that seamlessly attaches to human skin to detect and monitor their health. All right, so the writable sensors can be removed with tape, allowing new sensors to be patterned onto the device. You're thinking, Is that not FBI style move? Maybe, maybe not. But human skin can send certain health-related signals, such as tightness, indicating dryness. What if skin could monitor and share specific health information, such as, say, glucose concentration in sweat or your heart rate, perhaps? So this question drove a team led by Penn State researchers to develop an adhesive sensing device that attaches seamlessly to human skin to detect and monitor health. So Penn State researchers developed this last year. And they've actually said that it is very multifunctional, because multifunctional skin interfaced electronics. Despite significant effort on wearable sensors for health monitoring, there haven't been functional skin interface electronics with intrinsic adhesive or adhesion on a single material platform prepared by low-cost, efficient fabrication methods, says Anya Yu Larry Cheng. The James L. Henderson Junior Memorial Associate Professor of Engineering, Science, and Mechanics at Penn State. So says this work introduces a skin attachable, reprogrammable, multifunctional adhesive device patched, fabricated by simple and low-cost laser scribing. What is the long and short of this story? Now, this was developed by engineers that once this adhesive monitors are worn on the skin, one, it might not be visible to the naked eye, and two, it tends to monitor the health of the wearer, or should I say the person wearing the smart skin, so to say. So say you could sense, or should I say sense particular medical conditions from your skin. Like they gave an example of skin tightness to being, a low water, that is dehydration, and it could actually sense the concentration of glucose in a sweat and even send signals of your heart rate. I'm sure some people are thinking, is that not what those smartwatches that have been produced are for? This one is saying that it is going to be accurate because it's going to be directly attached to your skin, unlike something that you wear. So the practical application and reprogramming of this device can actually, because the device can monitor the pH value, glucose and lactate concentration in sweat, and can be reprogrammed to monitor heart rate, nerve performance, sweat glucose concentration in real time, and reprogramming is as simple as applying clear tape over the LIG networks and peeling them right off. So the substrate can then be related to new specifications up to 4 times before it becomes too thin, and after which the entire device can then be recycled over again. Chang then noted that the device remains adhesive and functional even when the skin is sleek and sweaty, so it doesn't fall off, or if there's water. So unlike those smartwatches I don't want to risk entering water with, this one you can bath with it. Currently, it is being powered by batteries or near-field communication models like a wireless charger, so to say, but the device could potentially harvest energy and communicate over radio frequencies. So researchers aim to develop a standalone, stretchable adhesive platform capable of sensing desired biomarkers and monitoring physical signals. So the team plans to work with physicians to apply the platform for managing various diseases such as diabetes and monitoring acute issues like infections and wound. So this is a breakthrough that it is an innovation, if I do even say so myself, because this really, really sounds good. Because, instead of going for different tests, you could have it, in real time, what your glucose level is from your sweat or what your heart rate is without having to check, using a blood pressure machine or monitor. All of this sounds really good. And do not forget, it is called Smart Skin, and it was developed last year. There was talks about it by a team of researchers from Penn State University. And this year, Google filed a patent for this Smart Skin, what was it called now? technology. So basically, that is the latest update from the world of tech. Okay, so I'm heading back to the music. Do not forget, right now is the time for you to send me messages if you have someone that you want to celebrate, and I'll be here to call them for you. Right now is the best time. The studio lines are 07055071007 or 07025201007. You send their names, the phone numbers, what you're celebrating them for, and your name, so I can tell them who sent me to them, so to say. 07055071007 or 07025201007. This one is One Direction doing What Makes You Beautiful. Stick around.
You're insecure, don't know what for. You're turning heads when you walk through the door. Don't need makeup to cover up. Being the way that you are is enough. Everyone else in the room can see it. Everyone else but you. Baby, you light up my world like nobody else. The way that you flip your hair gets me overwhelmed. But when you smile at the ground, it ain't hard to tell. You don't know, you don't know you're beautiful. If only you saw what I can see, you'll understand why I want you so desperately. Right now I'm looking at you and I can't believe you don't know, you don't know you're beautiful. That's what makes you beautiful. So come on, you got it wrong. To prove I'm right, I put it in a song. I don't know why you're being shy and turn away when I look into your eyes. Everyone else in the room can see it. Everyone else but you. Baby, you light up my world like nobody else. The way that you flip your hair gets me overwhelmed. But when you smile at the ground, it ain't hard to tell. You don't know, you don't know you're beautiful. If only you saw what I can see, you'll understand why I want you so desperately. Right now I'm looking at you and I can't believe you don't know, you don't know you're beautiful. That's what makes you beautiful. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Baby, you light up my world like nobody else. The way that you flip your hair gets me overwhelmed. But when you smile at the ground, it ain't hard to tell. You don't know you're beautiful. Baby, you light up my world like nobody else. The way that you flip your hair gets me overwhelmed. But when you smile at the ground, it ain't hard to tell. You don't know, you don't know you're beautiful. You saw what I can see, you'll understand why I want you so desperately. Right now I'm looking at you and I can't believe you don't know, you don't know you're beautiful. You don't know you're beautiful. That's what makes you beautiful.
Melody FM 100.7.
Drum roll. Oh, you're so beautiful in my eyes. Steady troubling my mind. Oh, if I not go, you go pass me by. So here I am telling you my mind. See, this life can be short or long. No one is promised tomorrow. I call you my present, I'm my future too. And now that I've got you, I'm not letting go. I won't let you go. Let me show you how. can't help falling in love with you. Not like I'm intruding, so pardon my excesses. See this thing called love, or the kakaraka. I'm drowning so deep in love. What have you done to me? It be like you used to do. That I'm missing you. Oh yeah, can't you know? Give my sin, yeah. Say don't buy me, be a team. I won't let you go. Let me show you again. Would you stay with me? Kasoko, yeah.
All right, Cardi Tunes opportunity right there, and it is 9:53 a.m. from the studios of Melody 100.7 FM. All right, if you check your time, you'd see that it's almost time for me to step out, so I'm just going to wrap up this morning. This has been the Melody Sunrise on Melody 100.7 FM, and my name is Bolabad. But guess what? Follow us across all socials. Do not be a stranger. All at Melody 100.7 FM. Melody 100.7 FM. For me, though, it is at Bolabad across all socials. That is BOLABAD across all social media platforms. Okay, till tomorrow, I come your way again. God keep us for another edition of Melody Sunrise. It is adios from me to you now. Big thank you to every single person that contributed stuck by us from the beginning of broadcast today up until now. Stick around. Roy Lou comes up by 10 a.m. But for now, this is Drella doing Celebration. And but we continue to celebrate in our households. Bye for now.
La 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 la.